So we are continuing with indicator 6 now, and we've already done addition and subtraction of fractions. Now on to multiplying fractions. That's what this video is going to cover. Learning target is exactly the same. It's all about division because that's basically what indicator 6 is about. However, these are a few tips that I am throwing in from before you get to division. Otherwise, it'll be an issue. All right, so I can construct a fraction model. That will be one of the lessons that I'll be doing to represent dividing by fractions, and I can calculate, explain quotients of fractions. So we'll get to those learning targets once we meet these smaller hurdles, which are addition, subtraction, and multiplying fractions. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to multiply a whole number with a fraction by another fraction, and multiplying two mixed numbers. Okay, so if I say 3 times 7/8, what I need to do is I can convert that whole number into a fraction format. And in order for me to do that, all I do is 3 divided by 1, or 3 over 1, which is the same thing because 3 divided by 1 is 3. So I just wrote it in the fraction format, times 7/8. So 3 times 7/8, I write it out like this. And then fraction multiplication is really simple. First, you need to see from top to bottom if I can simplify before I multiply. And that is one thing I really am stressing to you, that you start doing that. It makes calculations a lot simpler. And I will show you an example in a little bit as to why. Okay, but in this case, there is nothing common from the top to the bottom, no common factors that I can simplify by. So I do 3 times 7. All right, 3 times 7. Basically, this is what I'm doing. 3 times 7 over 1 times 8. As simple as this. And I get 3 times 7 is 21. 1 times 8 is 8. You may leave it as an improper fraction unless we are talking about how many whole numbers, or how, for example, as I had said earlier, how many t-shirts will I get? If I get a fractional part, nobody wants the fractional part of a t-shirt. I mean, which part of the t-shirt do you select? The sleeve or just the top? So it doesn't make sense, okay? Because you need the whole t-shirt to be wearing it. So then 21/8, and if I'm converting this to a mixed number, I do 21 divided by 8, and that is fine if you make it into a mixed number. And 2 times 8 is 16. 3 wouldn't have worked because 8 times 3 is 24. And then I cannot take away 6 from 1, so I'm going to borrow from here, and this is going to become 11. And 11 minus 6 is going to give me 5. Remember, the remainder always goes on the top as the numerator, and the denominator is 8. So either you can write 21/8, or you can write 2 and 5/8 as the answer. So either of these will be correct. Okay, so this is a whole number with a fraction. Please remember, multiplication has commutative properties, so I could have also written it as 7/8 times 3. It doesn't matter. It would still be the same thing. So let me talk to you about what I was saying about simplifying. So if I have 11/12 times 6, all right, I'm going to convert my 6 to a fraction, so 6 over 1. And then, you can do 11 times 6 and get a big number, 66 divided by 12, and then simplify. But the easiest way to do this is simplifying when I have a multiplication sign in the middle. I can take any number on the numerator and simplify with any number in the denominator. You cannot simplify from numerator to numerator or just straight up denominator to denominator. That means you can simplify from here to here or here to here. But anything from the numerator to the denominator can be simplified. Okay, so if I look at this, I see 11 times 6 and I see 12 times 1. I can see 6 and 12 have the same factors. I can simplify it. So this is basically writing it like this. If I say 6 12, I know I can divide this by 6. I can divide this by 6 and I'm going to get 1/2. So instead of writing it out like this, all I do is this. 6 times 1, which is this, divided by 6 is going to give me 2. So I just simplified it right there. Because then it becomes so much easier to calculate because I don't have to deal with any big numbers. Okay, so once again, don't try to do 66 divided by 12 and then get big numbers, because when you have big numbers, you tend to make a lot more mistakes. So now I'm just left with 11 times 1 over 2 times 1. Okay, so this becomes 11 over 2. You can leave this as an improper fraction because looking at that, I know that cannot be simplified further. Or I can convert this to a mixed number. So if I divide 11 by 2, I get 5 times 2 is 10. And I get a remainder of 1 which goes up, and my denominator is this. So you can write that, or you can write 5 and 1/2 and get your product. All right, so now next thing, let's do a fraction with another fraction. All right, so if I say that my question is 8/9 times 3/4. Okay, so when I have this, I am just going to look again. I told you, simplify before you multiply. Make your life a lot easier, believe me. Okay, so if I look from top to bottom, 8 and 9 are not divisible with each other. But if I look at that 8 and I look at that 4, I know that 4 divided by 4 is 1 and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So literally this is what I did. I just simplified it right here. And I divided by 4 and I divided by 4 and I got 2 over 1. So that's what I did. And now if I look, I still have another set over there which I can simplify. So if I look at 3/9, look. I know that 3 and the 9, 3 is a factor which I can use, okay? So divided by 3, divided by 3, and I get 1/3. So literally that's what I've done. I'm just showing you this on the side, but later on you don't have to, when you can go straight here. So this is 1/3. All right, so I've already simplified it. Now it becomes so easy because I am doing 2 times 1 over 3 times 1. So my product is 2/3. So that's how quick this works if you are going to simplify it before multiplying. Okay, let's do one with mixed numbers. And so there is a very, very important thing to remember on this. Okay, so if I have mixed numbers and I have 1 and 4/5 times 3 and 2/3. Okay, please be very careful with this one. I have seen children, just because in addition and subtraction, they have seen that you can add the whole number part, they think they can do the same thing here in multiplication. Remember, this is a big no-no. Big no-no. We are not doing this. Okay? This is not addition. This is not subtraction. So I'll tell you what we cannot do, because I still see students making this mistake. Okay, you cannot do 1 times 3, and you cannot do 4/5 times 2/3. Cannot. So this is going to give you 3. This is going to give you 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 3 is 15. So 3 and 8/15 is the answer that you are getting here. This is a big no-no. Don't even try that, and I'm going to show you why now. The correct way to do it: convert to improper fraction first. Improper fractions first. So that is your first step over here if you have mixed numbers. Okay, so we are going to do 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4 is 9/5 times 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2 is 11/3. Okay, now I'm going to look here. Can I simplify anything? Sure can. I can see a 9 and I can see a 3, which are both divisible by 3. I know that 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. So 9 divided by 3 gives me 3, and 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. So I can simplify right here. Okay, now nothing else is common, because 3 and 5 or 11 and 5 are not divisible. Okay, so now we're going to do the next step, which is 3 times 11 over 5 times 1. And so I get 33/5 as my answer. And this cannot be simplified further. However, if I'm converting it to a mixed number, I'm doing 33 divided by 5, and I can see 5 times 6 is 30, and I get 3. So 6 and 3/5. So either this or 6 and 3/5 is the correct answer. Now, look at the difference. If you had done the incorrect way, you would have got 3 and 8/15, which is nothing close to 6 and 3/5. All right, so be very, very careful. If you had done an estimation also, we know that if you're doing rounding, if it's a number 5 or higher, you round up. If less, it stays the same. So if I had looked at these numbers, I have 1 and 4/5. 4/5 is definitely more than half. Okay, so because half of 5 would be 2.5. So does that make sense? So because this is 4/5, it is definitely closer to 2. So this would have been 2 times 3 and 2/3. 2/3 is definitely greater than half. So this would be 2 times here. This would have been 2 times 4, which gives me 8. So 6 and 3/5 is close to 7 if I estimate. So this is much closer than, look at this one. I don't know where this is. Okay, so please do it correctly in this format. And this is multiplying fraction. Let me show you exactly why I'm saying simplify before you multiply. Simplify before you multiply. Okay, so really cool. My students love this every year. And so let me see if you can figure it out. $7,096 divided by 5 times, let's say, 2/3 times 5/7,096. All right, so can you figure out the answer? Imagine doing all the long math and trying to do 7,096 times 2 times 5 over 5 times 3 times 7,096, when all I could have done was take any number from the top which is divisible by the bottom. So anything from the numerator divisible by the denominator. So look, 7096 is divisible by 7096 and we get 1. 5 is divisible by 5 and I get 1. And what's my product? That's left is just 2/3. So here is my answer. As simple as that. Instead of you doing all the long calculations and then making mistakes, you just simplify from the top to the bottom, from the numerator to the denominator, any of those numbers that are either the same or if they have factors which can simplify them, and then you multiply. Is as simple as that. So just want to show you this example, how simplifying before multiplying can be extremely helpful for you all. All right, have a good day, guys.